Welcome back to PG Pilates. I'm so excited to see you in the online studio today. Today's workout, we're talking all about abs. Now, not just only abs, but out of this world abs. What we have to remember is that your abdominal muscles are not just the muscles in the front surface of your torso, but they really surround you 360, keep you standing up tall, keep that waist feeling nice and snatched, and really support you throughout your everyday life to protect everything inside that nice, beautiful powerhouse and that nice, beautiful body that we live in every single day. Now, all you'll need is a mat for this one. We're going to stay down on the mat for all of class. We're starting lying down on your back. I want you to try to go ahead and find your neutral spine. As you make your way down there, knees are just bent straight up towards the sky. Feet are hanging out on the mat. Let's take a little inventory as we start to breathe. Nice big Pilates breaths. In through the nose, fill up, feel those ribs expand. And then exhale through the mouth, blow it out so much so that you feel that waist shrink wrapping into center, like you've got that internal corset on. Now continue to breathe here. Let's start with the tip of our head. Is the crown of your head reaching long back behind you? We're looking to create as much space as humanly possible from those ears to those shoulders. So there's length in your cervical spine, in your neck. Instead of feeling like you're crunched up in the back, feel like you're nice and long across the back of your neck. Now, to keep the shoulders away from those ears, we're drawing them down our back. We're thinking spiraling our collarbone out nice and wide, and we're pulling those abdominals in. Now, your tailbone is heavy. I've got that little space between my low back and the mat. Start with that space. You'll see why we need it in a second. And then my hips, my pubic bone are about parallel to the floor. On your next breath in, fill up with as much air as you possibly can. Now on your exhale, you want to pull your navel in towards your spine, and then you want to try to set your spine down into the mat below you. Pause when you get into this position. I've flattened that curve under my low back. I've created this nice reaching sensation with each rib toward each hip in the front surface of my torso. And I'm not puffing my abs out to pull my back down, but I'm pulling my abs in to send my back towards the mat. Pubic bone now is higher than those hips. Tune into that sensation. If you want to bring your hands to the pelvis, you can. Now breathe in to come all the way back to neutral. And breathe out, pull that navel to spine to that mat underneath you. Now, as you move through these two positions, breathing into neutral, breathing out to what we call imprint. Keep your neck as relaxed as possible. Keep your glutes as relaxed as possible. I want this to come from those deep internal muscles, specifically your pelvic floor. Now, those muscles are so deep, so internal, that often we can't even feel them working, so that's okay. If you can tune into them working, feels like a little lift from hip to hip, up towards your belly button. We're going to do 3 more like this. On the last one, go ahead and hold that imprinted position. We're going to take this into what's called a pelvic clock. So that was your pelvic rock. Now here's your pelvic clock. From here, you're in imprint. All we're going to do is try to drop that left side hip down towards the ground. Think of your sacrum, north, south, east, west. You want that side to come down. You're going to come all the way back to neutral. We're drawing a clockwise circle. Tip over to the right. Pull down to imprint, tip over to the left, come back to neutral. Now try to keep your glutes relaxed. Pull navel to spine as you draw this circle with your pelvis. We'll do this again up on all fours, massaging that north, south, east, west corner of your sacrum. Can you move just the pelvis without anything gripping on? That includes your neck. We're drawing 1 more clockwise, and then we're just going to go ahead and reverse counterclockwise. You'll tip to the left, pull to imprint, tip to the right, come back to neutral. Feels a little bit wonky maybe in this direction. My clockwise was much more natural than this counterclockwise.
Listen to your body. Pulling that belly button in. This move is very small, but it is very mighty. I'm sure you can start to tune into that sensation of, am I working in the right form as I draw this circle with my hips? One more like this. After this last one, you're going to come to that imprint spine. Hold that imprint spine, navel to spine, spine to the mat underneath me. Right leg's floating to tabletop. Shin about parallel to the floor. Left leg's going to meet the right leg, both legs up at tabletop. Can you squeeze your inner thighs together from here? Neck relaxed, shoulders open. Find that engagement underneath the arms for balance. Right foot's going to start to drop back down. Think toe taps, and then right knee comes right back up to tabletop. Left toe drops down, right back to tabletop. Same thing. Can you stay relaxed in your neck? Can you stay engaged in your center? Pulling those ribs and those hips towards one another. Now that the legs are floating, it's a little bit more challenging to keep that low back smashed to the mat underneath you without those abdominals trying to dome up towards the sky. So find that pull in instead of that puff up. A lot of times when we work abs, we just want to puff our chest straight up towards the sky. As you move here, notice that it's the opposite side of your core that has to hang on as that single leg moves away from you. You really want to think navel to spine because I don't want you to be feeling this in the hip flexor. I want you to be feeling this deep, deep down. Now it's very easy just to start to drop your foot towards your seat. Make sure that thigh bone is moving away from you so your toes reaching all the way for that far end of the mat. Let's just do 2 more sets here. Continue to breathe. Make sure you're not holding your breath. And then after this last set, I'm going to have you pause with both legs up in tabletop. Recollect your core, take that inventory. And then from here, start to unfold 2 straight legs towards the sky. Once those legs are nice and long towards the sky, can you flex your toes back towards your nose, like you're trying to press the roof away with those flat feet. I'm going to reach my hands all the way up towards the sky, and I'm going to go ahead and try to tap my toes, lifting my head, neck, and chest, and lowering down with control. Lifting my head, neck, and chest, and lowering down with control. 3 more like this, and then we're going to add a little bit of oblique work next. Once you're done with this last one, take a breath, pause. You're going to bend the elbows in towards your shoulders. From here, you're reaching opposite hand to opposite toe as you curl, and then lower right back down. Opposite hand, opposite toe as you curl, lower right back down. Can you reach all the way towards that pinky toe as you lift? Can you find this twist in your rib cage without the pelvis moving? Keep that belly button smashed down to the mat underneath you as you continue to move. If you need a little bend in the knees to take out tension from those hips, absolutely do so. We're reaching here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, pause on 1. From here, point those toes. I'm going to reach behind my calf on my right side. Left leg's going to start to drop. We're going right into scissors. Nice wide elbows. Pull that belly button in. Take a big inhale. Exhale, switch sides. Pull, pull, switch, pull, pull, switch. So find that length in your hamstring as you pull, pull. Nice long legs as you pull, pull. Turn on the muscles in your back, underneath your arms, so that the neck can stay relaxed. And so the activity is coming from your abdominals and not from trying to lift the head with those neck flexors. Neck stays in alignment. Try to get that leg as close to your forehead as you can. We're here for 4 more sets. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Pause here. From here, try to hold that scissor shape. Hands are going to go behind your head. Top leg, knee is going to bend. Crisscross from here. Elbow to opposite knee. Come to center to tabletop legs. Switch sides. Elbow to opposite knee. Come back to center. Can I keep my head, neck, and shoulders up?
as I rotate the ribs from side to side. So different than a bicycle crunch, you're not lowering in between sides. You're finding that tabletop instead of just shooting from right to left. Take that inventory back at center. Nice and slow with control. Pull that belly button down. We're taking a break after this. You've got 4 more. Exhale, blow it out. Find that power across your center. Head's heavy in those hands. 1 more set here, 1 on each side, and then you'll give those knees a big hug in towards you. Carefully drop the shoulders, neck, and head. Take 2 big breaths here.
Letting go of any tension that might have built up across your core. From here, we're lifting the knees right back to tabletop. They don't have very far to go. Hands are going to go straight up towards the sky, but can you stack your palms one on top of the other? It does not matter which one is on top. You're creating this little triangle or this arrow shape. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Both hands are going to go outside my right knee as I start to lift my head, neck, and chest. Little oblique crunch. Come all the way back down, and then over to the left. You want to look out the tips of those fingertips with your eyes the whole time. So your eyes follow the hands up and down, which is going to help you turn on the core more and take out the tension from your neck. Now on this oblique twist, we don't have the hands to support our neck, so we might feel a little bit more challenge in the back half of our body. Pull those shoulders down away from your ears as you reach for that opposite corner of the mat, taking that nice big abdominal curl. Feel the strength across the center, across your powerhouse, across your midline. Now we're just going to do 1 more on each side like this. And then after that last one on each side, pause back down and center. Hands stay in your arrow shape. Feet are going to flex, toes back towards the knees. I'm going to open the knees and the feet to a Pilates V. Heels stay glued together. Now from here, we're going to take your abdominal curl. Arrow shape goes right through those knees as you curl up. Follow the fingers with the eyes. And then curl all the way back down. Look at those fingertips at the top. Shoulders out of the ears as you take this little froggy crunch. And then come right back down. Legs stay totally still in this diamond. You feel those knees pulling back towards your shoulders as you lift the heart. So there is some work from the upper and the lower abdominals to come into this position. It's not just about the crunch, but it's about that support between both your heels, pulling those lowest abdominals in to create that shape. We're here for 4. Reach that arrow shape long. Last 2. Last 1. You're going to pause in that curl. From here, keep the arms where they are. You're going to press those legs all the way out straight. Zip the midline under those hands. And then pull those knees all the way back towards those shoulders. Press those legs all the way straight. Belly button down. And then bend those knees back in. 3 more. Oh yeah, glue those heels. These are tough. On that last one, hold those legs straight. Inner thigh beats, 2 straight legs. Squeeze those inner thighs. Pull that belly button down. Even faster. We're here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug those knees in. Drop the shoulders, neck, and head. Take 2 big breaths. Release as much tension as you can. From here, we're going directly into rolling like a ball. Your knees are going to stay where they are. Forehead curls up, tries to meet those knees. My elbows are bent out wide, so the muscles in my back are turning on. Core, upper and lower, pulling in towards one another, just like I talked about in those frogs. We're going to start to add a little momentum, rolling forward and back on your spine. Press the shins into the hands, and press the hands into the shins.
So you've got that attachment from both directions. Shoulders down the back. Keep that head nod so you're looking between the inner thighs throughout. That's going to protect your neck. Try to keep your head nice and close to those knees. Start to balance on those sits bones at the top before you roll back. Inhale on the way back. Exhale, try to come up, try to balance. Inhale on the way back. Exhale, try to come up, try to balance. 3 more like this. 2 more like this. You're holding that balance on this last one. Can you breathe in this ball shape? More core, more core. We're here for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Drop those feet. Sit up nice and tall. From here, I'm going to extend my legs out in front of me. We're taking your roll down. If you want a little space between the legs, totally fine. If you want a little bend in the knees, totally fine. You're going to reach your hands straight out in front of you like a zombie here. So straight out in front of those shoulders. I'm going to start to round forward, try to reach past my toes, look down between my legs. Now, can you stay in this round shape of your spine as you start to lean back? You're going to feel your sits bones come down, your tailbone come down. Now hold on to your inner thighs. Can I control this all the way down, 1 bone at a time? Can the back of my belly button tap before the back of my ribs? And then finally, shoulders, neck, head release. Reach all the way back behind you. Look at the sky. Big inhale to prepare. Exhale, we're going right back up. Hands start to travel towards the ceiling. Head, neck, and chest nods. Use the core as much as you can. Slow with control. Pick it up and over. You're reaching all the way for those toes. Big stretch. And we're going all the way back down. Pull the belly button in as much as you can, as much as you can. Inner thighs are going to help you. Squeeze them together. Keep unraveling 1 bone at a time. And then reach all the way for the sky back behind you. Big inhale to prepare. Exhale, we're going up 1 bone at a time. Navel to spine, navel to spine. Get up over that hump. Reach for those toes, big stretch. And we're rolling all the way back down. Try to go as slow as you possibly can. Really squeeze the glutes. Keep the shoulders down away from those ears. Relax the neck. Reach back behind you. We're going up 1 last time. Exhale, roll it up. Reach across the mat. Reach past the toes. And then unravel all the way down. And then once you're all the way down, stay there. Big stretch, fingers, toes, 2 opposite directions. And then I'm going to drop my arms down by my sides. From here, we're basically going to do the opposite move. It's called your Pilates roll over. So instead of your roll up, we're rolling over. Your hands are going to stay down by your sides, just like your legs stay down on that roll up. From here, activate your core. You're going to lift those legs straight up towards the ceiling. Pull my belly button in. Can I press into the hands so much that my legs reach back behind me? You're coming into that same shape you were in when you reached over those legs. You're trying to get your legs about parallel to the floor. There's your goal. Once you're there, can you open about a fist distance between the legs? You're going to flex your toes towards the ground and then unravel the spine as slow as you can. Ribs hit first, then low back, then finally tailbone. Can you keep those legs hovering as they come down to a 45, glute all the way back together, and then lift all the way back for the sky. Exhale as you peel the tailbone away. You use the triceps to get you there. Once you're in that rolled over position, open about a fist distance between the legs. Flex those toes towards the ground, and then unravel all the way down the spine. Keep those legs hovering as they travel down to 45, glue together, and scoop all the way back up, navel to spine. We're doing 3 more like this. Pull it in, open, flex, roll all the way down. Glue together, big scoop, exhale, lift, lift, lift. Maybe add a little bit of momentum, a little quicker, but control it with the core so that there's no pressure in your neck. Chin stays down, neck stays long, navel to spine, scoop, reach, and then exhale, 1 last one, rolling over, opening, flexing, rolling all the way down, gluing those legs together and pulling the knees in towards your chest. Such good work. Those are so difficult. Amazing, amazing, amazing. From here, just roll over onto one side.
You're gonna prop yourself up because we're coming onto our hands and our knees from here for our next series of this workout. Now, I don't know about you, but I need a little stretch across my core after that series lying on our back. So let's just go ahead with a few cat-cows. You'll breathe in to drop the belly down, send your tailbone and your gaze towards the sky, and then breathe out, nice big curl, stretch the skin of your back as you glue those ribs and hips together. Notice here that this is similar to that pelvic rock you did on your back earlier. You're coming through that neutral, and then all the way through that imprint, pulling the back of your belly button towards the sky. It's of course a little bit larger because the upper part of your spine is coming into play, but it is a similar concept with those deep abdominals as you press that mat away. Now you're just going to start to make these smaller and smaller until you end up all the way in a neutral spine. So maybe you just go through 3 or 4 more rounds, shrinking with control, shoulders down the back. And then once you get to that last one, we're gonna hang out here in that neutral. Once you're in that neutral, take a nice big inhale. We're going for quadruped reach. Opposite arm, opposite leg, reach away from one another on that exhale. Feel the length, try not to shift your weight, and then set it right back down. Exhale, alternating sides, reach, and then inhale, set that down. This is where we've got to work those muscles in the back of our core that keep us supported all the way around. So you really feel that support in your back body working against gravity. And then of course, trying to pull your navel towards your spine. And almost like you're balancing a teacup on your tailbone, can you keep your weight so much over your center, over your powerhouse, that there's not even a shift from shoulders to hips as that one leg and one arm go long. That's such a cool concept. You're really supporting yourself. That helps you with your balance a whole lot, especially when you're standing up. So if you get knocked by something, your core knows how to respond. So you're not tipping all the way over and causing some injury or something like that. Let's do one more on each side. And then once you're even, we're going to take that kneeling version of your pelvic clock like we did earlier. Drop the belly down, lift the tailbone. Now can you draw a circle with your pelvis? Up, belly button to spine, over to the right, and then tailbone back towards the sky. Imagine that there's a paintbrush on the edge of your tailbone. You're trying to draw a circle on the opposite side of the room. Now your upper body might come into play a little bit on this one, but I want you to make it as small as possible. Starting clockwise here. As you draw that shape, you're thinking ribs to hips as you tuck that tailbone under. Let's reverse the direction of our circle over to the right, into imprint, over to the left, tailbone to sky. Reversing the direction of that circle. No movement in the neck is your goal. Much smaller than that cat and that cow. It's just about the low spine instead of about the upper spine. These are really good to do if you're trying to recollect, re-engage that pelvic floor. We might have lost control over. Let's do 2 more. And then after this last one, hang out in that neutral. I'm going to step my right leg back behind me, dig those toes to the ground. We're coming directly into a long arm plank. Left foot meets the right. Both legs are long. Long line from the heels to the hips, out the shoulders, out the head. From here, we're going to start to move your ankles. Flex the feet, heels drive back. Point the toes, heels drive forward. As you flex and point the toes, you're going to notice this movement across your wrists on the way back and on the way forward. We're strengthening that weight bearing across those arms
strengthening our bones in those fragile wrists, activating those abdominals and the lats in the back body, and pulling the navel towards the spine. We're here for 5, for 4, for 3, last 2 seconds, last 1, pause for me here. You're gonna pike those hips straight up towards the sky. Try to walk the feet in so you can get the feet as close to flat as possible. So you're in this pike shape or this down dog stretch, some of us might call it. It's okay if we need to bend the knees a little bit. Try to keep your hips square, your shoulders square. Just like we talked about in quadruped reach, your right leg is gonna go long back behind you. It doesn't have to reach all the way to the ceiling, just somewhere behind you so you can feel that length down the left leg. From here, I'm bending my right knee, swinging my weight forward, think single leg plank, knee all the way in towards your chest. Breathe in, swing that right leg back, come back to that single leg pike. Drawing my knee in towards my chest and my knee back behind me. Bending and straightening with control. That weight shifts, heart shifts forward, and then heart shifts back. We're gonna start to alternate. You're gonna pull the knee towards your outside elbow, your right elbow. Shoot the leg back. Pull the knee towards your chest. Shoot that leg back. And pull the knee towards your inside elbow across your left elbow. Alternating as slow or as fast as you need to. It's outside, it's center, it's across. We're just doing 2 more sets of this. Reach, reach, reach. Use your breath, big exhale. Inhale to come back. Strength in those shoulders, you feel it. We're taking a break after this side before we do the second side, so don't worry. Lots of work across those obliques. And then after that last oblique crunch, right foot drops down, carefully drop both knees down, untuck those toes, sit back towards those heels, 3 big breaths in this child's pose shape. Can you feel your rib cage expanding up towards the sky? Breathing into that last lobe of the lungs. And then slowly coming back to all fours. Find that neutral. Prepare yourself for that next side. So find your form here first. And then when you're ready, left leg goes back, right leg meets it, and we're coming directly up into that pike shape. Try to drop the feet as close to the floor as you can. We're almost done with today's workout. Can you believe it? We're just gonna send that left leg up nice and high. Start with a few, knee to chest, exhale. Leg swings back, inhale. Knee to chest, exhale. Leg swings back, inhale. Reaching long and then pulling back into that plank, heart in between those wrists. Once you're ready, you'll start to add those alternating, knee to outside elbow, straight up, knee to chest, straight back, knee to opposite elbow, little twist. Reach, obliques, reach, front abs, reach, oblique twist, and reach. Alternate at the pace that works for you. Try to find that strong support in your shoulders, all the way back and all the way forward. Try to keep your neck long. I know it's tough. Let's do 2 more sets. All the way around, you got this. Keep breathing. These are tough, I know. After that last one, you're gonna hang out in your pike shape. Both feet come down, and then try to pedal out those feet. So you're just bending one knee at a time, seeing if you can get your heel down to the ground as you bend that one knee at a time. Slow down the heart rate, slow down the breath, do the best you can. We're here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Wave that spine all the way forward to your plank, and then go ahead and drop down to your forearms from here. Nice forearm plank. Reach the heels and the head to opposite directions. Shoulders are down your back. From here, we're gonna start to turn to a side plank. One forearm is gonna cross so it's parallel to the short edge of your mat. Turn those hips, reach towards the sky. So turning towards me, towards the screen, notice how my forearm has twisted so that it's about parallel to that short edge of the mat. Reach the hips nice and high. My feet are stacked one in front of the other. You'll see why they need to stay there so that we can twist to face down towards the ground. Now cross those forearms like 2 railroad tracks and twist to the opposite direction. Try to open those hips and that heart. At the same time, reach for the sky. Hold here for a second. Activate those abdominals. Twist back to center. Look towards the ground. Heart, hips open at the same time. Rotate on those feet. Exhale, twist back to center. And unwind. Alternating side planks here. Go as slow or as fast as you need to. I'm getting hair straight to the mouth on these ones. Be conscious of your core. It's our last exercise before we take a nice stretch. You got this. Let's just do one more on each side. So good. And then after that second one, come to square. Drop those knees, untuck those toes, and press yourself back. Hips towards those heels, unfold the arms. Big ol' stretch back. From here, we're just gonna thread the needle. Release any tension across your neck and your shoulders. Can your left hand go under that right arm? Take a peek at that left hand that's reaching under that right arm. And try to get your left shoulder as close to the ground as possible without twisting those hips. Boy, I'm out of breath. Really try to recollect your breath when you're here. Slow down that heart rate. Create that recovery sensation. Really expand in that right side ribs. And then let's just do the same thing on the second side. Left arm goes long, right arm goes underneath it. Take a peek at those right fingertips. Try to anchor that right shoulder as close to the ground as you can. Opening up those muscles in your back. Twisting across the core creates this wringing out sensation, this detoxifying sensation. It helps you relieve tension in those deep muscles in your center. 2 more breaths here. First, come back to center, and then you'll roll all the way up to your knees to give yourselves a big, big hand. Amazing work, 360 core. Boy, are those abs out of this world. I can't wait to see you next time on the mat.